thank the gentlelady. The gentleman from California, Mr. Rohrabacher, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Dr. Van Dam, how much money has been spent on trying to produce fusion energy so far?
My goodness. By the U.S. or by
No,
countries?
by everybody, but U.S. and then everybody.
I would have to take that on as a homework assignment.
We don't know?
Well, are you talking about integrated over the past 40,
Well, we're talking about a
47 years?
major project here. You don't know how much money has been expended so far by the people who are engaged in this coalition to create fusion energy?
Are you speaking of ITER?
I'm talking about fusion energy now.
We have a current FY 2019 budget request of $340 million.
We do, right?
Yes,
And
to the Congress, and then it's up to you, of
Okay.
course. The FY 17 enacted was 380. Before that, it was a bit higher, it was running about 400 million per year.
Okay, so you know the budget for the last 2 or 3 years, but before that, have we spent billions of dollars on fusion energy over the years and with our allies?
Yes.
And billions and billions. How much have we had any actual realization at all of something other than the computer models that suggest that we're going to get there? Have we had an ignition of fusion, man-made fusion energy?
Well, there are two examples, one in the U.S., one in Europe. The U.S. example was the TFDR tokamak at Princeton. This was at the late 90s, and they got very close to break even. The Joint European Torus, likewise around the same time, got even a little
Okay,
bit
very
better.
close isn't
Yes.
is not yet, right?
Well, those were still smaller machines.
Yeah, but very close doesn't work.
Well, there's break even. And
Do we have
ignition.
man-made fusion energy? Do you have something went on for a minute worth of fusion energy? No.
Well, national security applications, but they don't last that long.
Meaning, okay, well, let us note that we've had very little physical evidence that it's actually happening. We got a lot of computer models here, and let me just note that I've been here for a while, I've seen a lot of computer models that didn't work. And is it possible that we will get to the end of this project and it won't work?
I sincerely hope not, and the best...
That's not, no.
Okay.
Is
Best
it possible that it won't work?
The best projections from experiments that we have done over the past decades, and our experience, the database, the computer modeling, and the new technology that we have, we think it will definitely work. I think Dr. Bigot would like to answer this question.
Okay. Let me just note this, that I would love to believe in the dream of fusion energy. I'd love to believe that. And it's possible, from what people say, it's possible we will get there. But we know that with the expenditure of the kind of money that we've spent on fusion energy, we could have developed fission energy alternatives that are for sure, not just computer models, but are for sure. And we have nobody, when we interviewed about those models, saying, well, I think. No, they are very sure. General Atomics, for example, has come up with a number of alternatives that they know they can complete. And I would suggest that with the limited amount of money that we have, that we should be going for those things that we know we can actually do when it comes to the nuclear energy production of electricity. And this project has been going a number of years. We're spending billions of dollars, and we still do not know for sure whether or not there will be the type of ignition that we keep spending money on. Let me just note that we do have byproducts, and let me tip my hat to General Atomics and others involved in this project. Mr. Chairman, there are byproducts that we have had from this research that have permitted the development of new materials and things such as that, that may, in the end, turn out to be worth the investment without fusion. But in terms of actually producing energy, I think the American people deserve us to go for a for sure outcome of electricity that we could spend the same amount of money on rather than something that could work because the computer models tell us so. Dr. Bigot, go right ahead. I know you're anxious to refute that or say something good about it. Please use my time to do that.
If I may, just a second.
Yes.
From my point of view, we have achieved what the computing modeling has been able to achieve, which means the jet, we know, it could not deliver more than 70% of the fusion power it received.
Was that 70 or 17?
70, you see? Because of the size, is it not possible to have, okay, a net fusion power? But we had fusion power, but not a net outcome. Is why with ITER, we need a larger, okay, tokamak, we need a larger vacuum vessel, and the expectation is to have 10 times fusion power that we will feed in with the heating system. 500 megawatt of fusion power. So everybody in this audience has to understand there is a minimum size if you want to get, okay, fusion power. You need to have a sufficient number of fusion events per unit time in order to deliver. So my understanding is so far the computer modeling has done very well, and is why, from my point of view, I am confident that if we are able to assemble properly all the components making this ITER facility, we will deliver.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now, if that hadn't confused you, Congressman, he can keep talking.
Yes.
I think what he's saying is that we're making progress, and so I'm glad that he's here and explaining it to us.